Oh, I'm sorry. Did I start with a jobber entrance? Well, you know what? So did Smackdown Live! I opened the show with Daniel Bryan already in the ring, the end of his music playing, and this continually happened. Like, I think they're doing it just to piss me off at this point. This whole jobber entrance thing on SmackDown Live has got to stop. Every match had a jobber entrance except for The Miz and Ziggler and then the main event. Heck, in the women's tag match, the only entrance I saw was Naomi. The least relevant of all the women. Okay, rant over. Welcome to Smacktivism, guys. I am your head Smacktivist, Wes, and today I'm going to be reviewing last night's Smackdown Live episode. All in all, I would give it about a C or so grade. It wasn't awesome. There were some high points. So let's get started. That first segment with Becky and Alexa was just bad. Becky, I enjoyed watching you wrestle, but don't talk. Like, your accent, like, I know it's not your fault. Like, I understand that, and I'm not getting at that, but it's just, can't even bear to listen to you. Also, what was Daniel Bryan doing? Like, the whole time they're talking, he's in the background like, oh, your turn. It's like he's hosting a roast. Like, Daniel, you're the worst GM ever, man. Try not to be as rude as I have been. I digress. But I will say, I love heel Alexa. Alexa Bliss as a heel is awesome. She has everything a heel should need. Like, she's really pretty. She's got that, like, rude kind of bitch thing going on, and I really like it. The contract signing, there wasn't a lot of, I don't know, it just felt flat. The face obviously came out on top as usual. That's okay, that's how those are usually supposed to go. Alexa's kind of like Regina George from Mean Girls. She's that girl who's like, you can't sit with us. That's Alexa Bliss. And sadly, the best part of that segment was Daniel Bryan in the background acting like a little schoolgirl at every insult. The Usos versus American Alphas next. I gotta say, I know I said this last week, but I love heel Usos. They are really taking that, and they're really pushing it really well. However, their new stuff they're wearing kind of looks like the retro Portland Trailblazer uniforms from like the 1970s with like the black and the red and the lettering on the side. It just says Oos. But I really like it. Heel Usos are, they are really, really excelling at that gimmick. I'm a big fan of that. Also, side note, Mr. Otunga, buy a bigger shirt. Like, I know you seem like you're pretty ripped, but they gotta have shirts that are a little bit bigger for you, man. That segment with Rhino and Heath Slater and the Crackers was really funny. Slater was like, I want us to be like the Usos. When I say Rye, you say no. Rye, no. Rye, no. Then when the Usos came up and like started like talking Smackdown, get it? I'm trying to be funny. Rhino like grabs his crackers and like crumples them and throws them on the ground. That was like really funny. So far, the last 2 weeks, Slater and Rhino have given me the highlight of the week. Also, Mauro said 0 to 100 real quick about 3 times on SmackDown Live, and Mauro, don't say that. Please don't. Don't. You're really good. Please don't try to be cool. And then we had the Swagger and the Swagger coming out to watch Cruz and Corbin, and I'm telling you, Jack Swagger's, he thinks he's like circa like 2000 high school student. Last night, just wearing just the jeans and a plain white tee. Like, man, like, what is this? Like, high school, man? And then he said, well, I'm here for the WWE Championship because that's on this show. Dude, you're watching Apollo Crews versus Baron Corbin. Probably the only 2 people who will get airtime on almost a weekly basis who don't have a chance probably at ever winning that title. So maybe, why don't you come out and watch Ambrose and Cena and AJ and that stuff. Also, why was Apollo not smiling? We'll find out on Smackdown Live next week. And then also, another thing with Swagger, he kind of looks like a man-child. Just kind of looks there and like it's kind of creepy. It's like a big, overgrown kid. And then Morrow says, end of days, end of match. Thanks, Morrow. Also, why am I excited for Kurt Hawkins? What is exciting about Kurt Hawkins? He won the tag team titles like once with Zack Ryder, like 100 years ago. Why should I be excited? Why are you hyping him? I do not care. I don't care. Like, stop hyping. They're hyping him up like Chuck Norris. Like, stop. And the next part, when Ziggler says, I just got elected to the Kent State Hall of Fame. Dude, the Kent State Hall of Fame. I hate to break it to you, but no one cares about Kent State or its Hall of Fame. Ziggler and The Miz, that was actually a really good match. But if they are planning to have it at No Mercy, what's the point of having it right now? Because it's not like that match is going to get any better. It was full of false finishes, and it doesn't really make me excited for a title match at No Mercy unless there's some sort of like stipulation, like I'm hearing steel cage maybe. Even then, like, I don't know, I feel like they kind of are tipping their hands a bit, and you know that The Miz isn't going to lose his title on a SmackDown show, probably not, so I guess for entertainment value, I guess, but also, I think Jobber interests are there just to piss me off, because they happen. I know I beat on this, but it's stupid. The whole Bray Wyatt, Randy Orton thing, I'm tired of that. Like, Bray Wyatt, I understand it's part of who his character's supposed to be, but the whole, oh, Randy Orton wins, or whatever, lights go out. Like, cool, we understand Bray Wyatt's coming. The lights go out, then they come back on, they go out again, then Wyatt talks, and then they go out again. It's so repetitive. That women's tag team match that actually wasn't, because it never happened, I was excited for that, I guess. Fast forwarding to the main event. By the way, that championship belt looks so good on AJ Styles. He just looks like that belt was like created for him. That's a really cool moment for me as a fan, as someone who's followed AJ Styles throughout his career, through his other promotion work. It's really cool to see him at the very top of the company that is considered to be the quote-unquote peak of professional wrestling. You know, if you're there, you know, he's the man. He's the guy. That's him. AJ's kind of ripping off of Cena, though, so I don't really understand that. But, I mean, he's older at this point, so he's already over regardless. So he's the champ that runs the camp. Cena came out to a very big pop. I will say he came out to a very good pop. I think the fans are probably warming up to him a bit as he's slowed his schedule down. And he's jobbing to people. Like, Cena's losing a lot. I gotta say, I'm not hating it. And Daniel Bryan has to ruin next week's SmackDown by making an AJ Styles versus Ambrose title match that no one's going to care about, because we know AJ is going to win, because they're not going to pull the title off of him before the pay-per-view. So we have Ambrose versus AJ. They're going to show their hand. AJ is going to win that one. All in all, this week's SmackDown, give it a thumbs down. Wasn't really very good, but there were a few high points, and they all weren't really involving Daniel Bryan or jobber entrances. That's all I've got to say. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it. Make sure to drop a phenomenal forearm on that like button. A phenomenal forearm on that subscribe button. I couldn't really think of another SmackDown related move that I could say, so you're going to do both of those. If you have anything to say, be sure to leave it down in the comments, somewhere down there. If you're watching it, it'll be a little bit further down if you scroll. If you're on a phone, scroll down. Yeah, so that way you can keep up on the stuff we're doing here at the channel. Stuff will be getting out to you. We're going to plan on getting some more stuff out later this week, probably. So, hope you guys enjoyed. And it's time for us to check out of the Smackdown Hotel. And we're out of here in 1, 2. Side note, vote for Rhino. And what do you know? More jobber entrances. Cena.